Welcome back to Math with Savage and Sullivan. Today we're going to take a look at how to find the volume of a cylinder. So when we think about what a cylinder looks like, a cylinder is really made up of two circular bases connected by heights. So when I take a look at the formula for volume of a cylinder, which we know is pi r squared times the height, something should stand out. When we look at pi r squared, if we think back, we know that that's the formula for area of a circle, which would make sense because the bases are circles. And what we're doing is we're multiplying the area of the circle times the height of the cylinder. So it makes sense that that would be the volume of my cylinder. So when I want to find the volume of this cylinder, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in the pieces that I know for this problem. So just for the sake of this problem, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So where pi is in my formula, I'm going to replace it with 3.14. And then I'm going to remember that r stands for the radius. And the radius here is given to me at this point. So we know that this length is the radius and we know that it's 7 centimeters. So this becomes 7 squared. And then we're going to look at the height, and we know the height from the problem is 12 centimeters. So we're going to multiply that by 12. And then from here, it's easy computation. So in your calculator, we could certainly plug this all in. But just so we simplify what we know that 7 squared is 49, not 14. Don't make that silly Sally. So we have 3.14 times 49 times 12. And when I plug all of that into my calculator and get my answer, I'm going to get that my volume is 1,846.32. And what we have to remember with volume is our units. And not only our units, but remembering that our units are cubed. So our final answer is 1,846.32 cubic centimeters.
Thanks, Mrs. Savage. Here we go. Another cylinder for you. Notice how Mrs. Savage's was a very tiny circle, but it was super tall. Here we've got a super short cylinder, but a really wide base. So we are looking at this one. We know again that the formula is volume is equal to pi radius squared height. And we're multiplying between all these. Well, I see my height. I see that that's 9 inches, and I know that we're going to use 3.14 for the pi. But what about my radius? I don't see my radius, but I do see my diameter. Remember, diameter is the line that can cut across the whole circle. So a radius cuts across half of it. So what is the radius if the diameter is 22 inches? Well, the radius must be 11 inches. So now I have my formula. It will be volume is equal to pi times my radius, which is 11 squared, times my height of 9. Well, I know again that I'm going to use 3.14 for pi, and I know 11 times 11 is 121, and then I have to multiply that by the height of 9. So, just like Mrs. Savage did, pick up your calculator and type these into your calculator and you will get the volume. When you type this in, you get volume is equal to 3,419 with 46 hundredths. Don't forget your label here. The last problem, it wasn't inches. This one is. So this is inches cubed. Remember, volume is always cubed. Final answer. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.